Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to VC Supreme Traders. You already know what the vibe is. Listen, it's a Monday. I'm tired as hell right now. Like, I literally had to force myself to make this video because, I made a promise that, listen, I'm going to bring you guys the most valuable content that I can from me to you. You know what I'm saying? And then in return, you guys just have to view, like, and subscribe. And you guys have been doing, you guys have been holding it down for your end of the stick. So I feel like it's only fair if I also hold it down for my end of the stick. So in today's video, welcome back. If this is your first time, go by the name of Vusi Mags. Like the video, subscribe, click the bell notification icon so you get notified every time the boy makes a drop. I can't even talk. That's like how tough things are right now. But nonetheless, to all my family, meaning you've been subscribed, welcome back. The agenda of the day is always money, right? So today's video, we're gonna discuss NAS100. I'm gonna show you guys something interesting that's going on. We're gonna do a top-down analysis from the daily, H4, H1, and then and then I'm gonna align everything so it makes sense and we can hopefully reach the same conclusions at the end of this video. Alright, so watch till the end. Alright, let's go. Alright, so with this analysis, we're gonna start with the daily time frame, right? So with the daily time frame now, you're gonna see the little, okay, not the little, but the last analysis I done on this pair, because I haven't been trading it for a minute now because of this consolidation that was there. You understand what I'm saying? But now, at first glance, I can already see a lot of things happening with this chart that I want to express to you through the in-depth analysis of this thing. We're gonna break down this pair, we're gonna break down the price, we're gonna look at everything so at the end you can understand the reasoning of why basically I'm seeing a seller's market at the moment. But before before you bite my head off and say how do I know it's a seller's market or whatever, let's first look at the analysis, and then only then can we make a conclusion together, right? I ain't trying to make a conclusion alone or whatever. You and I were gonna move step by step, and then when we get at the end, hopefully we can reach the same conclusion. Alright, so let me show you what's going on, right? So we have a trend line here. So this trend line basically is drawn from the 21st of April, joined with the candlestick wick of the 4th of May, also the 14th of May. So that trend line basically, it has to move with all these candlestick wicks that you're seeing here until eventually the price breaks down, right? So one thing you might not realize is if we keep realigning this price until the current price, which is there, then we can see that basically what happened with the price here was basically a retest, right? So this was basically a retest, and at the same time, I think it's safe to say you can see this is a high, this is a lower high. So this was a high, right? This was the peak, basically the highest I think NAS100 has ever been this year, and this was the second high that we made shortly after that, which was a couple of weeks later. But still, when it came back here, the price made basically a lower high. The price rejected to come or to cross and go above the trend line and move up on top of the trend line again. When it got there, we started to see the buyers fail and the sellers basically take over the market back. So what does this mean now? So I think from what I'm seeing, guys, right? From what I'm seeing, I think we can safely call this a reversal, right? So what do I mean it's a reversal? I mean the trend, it's like most likely we're about to go in a downtrend from what I'm seeing right now, because as much as the buyers come back with strength, just like I'm showing you here, there's just not enough there's just not enough strength to actually go on top of or go above the previous high, which was that peak that NAS100 made on the 2nd of September. So unless we can recover and then the price start moving above here, we can't consider this to be to be a buyer's market still, because clearly you can see as much as the buyer can come in and swoop in, at the end of the day they can't recover the losses that they made. You understand? So where does this leave us now? So what are we supposed to do now? So the first thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna draw a resistance. I'm gonna like highlight this resistance zone that we have here, even though the price like barely touched that area, right? So now our resistance zone ends up looking like this, right? So we have this resistance zone here, and then we have this support zone. This support zone, we got it because we looked at this high, and mind you, all of this is on a daily time frame, guys. So we looked at this high, and then the second one, and then this low, which was a retest. So the price broke out, retested, and then we spiked to that high, and the price came down, and then the sellers basically struggled to kind of break below the zone and push the price further down, and then the buyers took over that market up until back at the trend line. So now how are we actually gonna trade all this? Because now that we understand that right now the NAS100 is moving sideways between, it's sort of like a range though, but at the same time we can't call it a range because it's not like the price came and bounced at the resistance. Only then can we say it's a range. But now, for the fact that this trend line is still holding impact on this chart, means basically right now we can, the only thing we can say right now is we're moving sideways, but that does not necessarily mean there isn't money to be made. So now we're going from the daily time frame to the H4 time frame. So looking back at the H4 time frame now, we can see that peak we were talking about, the highest peak was actually here, and then ever since then the price has been falling. You understand? We fell here, and then we had a fake out. We had a fake out here. When the price dropped below the support zone, we had a fake out. Then we had another fake out, and then the price made it back above the support zone now, right? Then we kept making higher lows and higher highs, basically. So now what's going on, right? For us to be able to trade this thing, I think we can first look at a trend line, a possible trend line from there to there, right? And see how it aligns with the current price. Now you understand what I'm saying, fam. So this is what I'm telling you guys about. So basically now we have like the price moving between the main trend line, which was an uptrend, and also this sub trend line, because that's a secondary trend line that we're using besides this one, right? So I'm just gonna join it with the second low, and as you can see now, the only thing that can happen right now is for the price to reject this trend line and actually go above, right? But now, even if we do reject and go above, like, listen, there's enough money to be made from there to there, right? But at the same time, before deciding if you're gonna go long term or whatever, first wait for the price to actually clear the psychological level here, which is the resistance. Because trust me, there's gonna be a lot of resistance before the price actually makes its way above this, if we do make our way above that. But as of now, I think what you can look at now is, I think the best scenario for me here would be like to sell. I believe like when the NAS100 really is selling, there's a lot of money to be made, and there's a lot of momentum when that happens. So that's always a good thing for me to see and to be like a part of. So now you can see the current H4 candlestick isn't gonna go down that easy. You understand? It doesn't want to go down without a fight, because it's kind of looking like the price was making its way there, and then the buyers like took the price briefly there, and then the sellers came in with just two candlesticks. So guys, you can actually see the amount of strength a chart has if like it can take three candlesticks. Say for example here we have 1 2 3 bullish candlesticks, and then with just two bearish candlesticks we're already back to the initial place that we was at. So that kind of shows you the strength with the sellers than there is with the buyers. But I'm not gonna call it before it actually breaks out. You understand? I'm not gonna say, listen, this thing we're selling now, before we actually start to see that we're actually selling. So now, because we're in the H4, we're gonna go to the H1 time frame, and basically the aim of going to the H1 time frame is so we can understand what's going on here, right? Like basically now it's the part where we're about to make a conclusion of what do we do? Do we look to buy or do we look to sell? We're about to reach that conclusion right now. So now we're gonna go to the H1 time frame. Alright, so now we're in the H1 time frame. You can see that's our main trend line there, and that's our sub trend line here. meaning when the price isn't moving close to a trend line and it's moving close to a sub trend line, we can treat this one as a trend line. So now what are we going to do? Now listen, we're going to draw a reversal line. We have had our main trend line and our sub trend line. Now we're going to use a reversal line. So let me show you how we're going to draw that reversal line. Alright fam, so I just added the reversal line now. The reversal line, which is the purple line. I know they look similar in color, but the thicker one is the reversal line and the thin one is the sub trend line, and then the black one is the main trend line, right? So now what's actually going to happen is the price either has to break down to the downside or push to the upside. If it pushes to the upside and we actually close above the purple trend line, which is the reversal line, then we know we're going to take it to the top until we eventually make it back to the resistance zone, and probably take your profit somewhere at this region right here, right? If we break below, then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go back to the H4 time frame and wait for the price to make its way down to this level, the resistance level which we had there, which the price has made contact with on multiple occasions, which is gonna be like a trade that you're gonna have to hold for a little while longer. But listen, I'm only saying that, like, you don't have to look at the pips, just look at the profits you're making, and if you're happy with it, just secure. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're gonna go back to the H4 time frame and look at this whole picture as it is. H4 now, this is the end result of what we have. We have a price pair way, like basically we've been reversing within this upward channel. It's not really a channel, it's a type of formation that's also usually it's a continuation formation if a pattern does this in this manner. But here we there, and then the price is basically consolidating between the subtrend line and the reversal line. So if we break the reversal line, we're basically gonna make our way to this resistance zone here, and then maybe to even this major resistance zone that we have. If we push to the downside, then we're gonna make our way eventually down, probably down here, and then eventually if we keep breaking these levels, then we can look at like making our way down here. So this is the end result of our analysis on the H4 time frame. We understand that if we break out to the upside, the price is gonna make its way to the next resistance zone, which we've already analyzed in the higher time frames. And if we push to the downside, then we're gonna hold slightly longer than we would if we was buying. All right. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for rocking with the boy once again. I got you. I'm gonna see you same time tomorrow, probably a bit earlier, and I'm gonna be looking a bit energetic than, or let me rather say, I'm gonna give you a little more energy than I'm giving you guys today. Because listen, the boy hasn't been getting enough rest, but the boy is too focused to let that stop him. You understand what I'm saying? So otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in once again. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. All right, like, subscribe, comment. Peace out.